Welcome to day 4 of the Live Energized Juice Challenge. I'm so impressed you're still with me. It's day 4, we're rocking and rolling. We're actually over halfway through now. This amazing challenge that's going to help you build one of the most important habits you can possibly build. We've talked about in days 1, 2 and 3 all about consistency and about how a small number of consistent actions that you take on a daily basis shapes the quality of your health and the quality of your life, and how juicing is one of those core consistent habits that you really have to build if you want to have the easiest possible path, the most achievable path, the most enjoyable path to reaching your health goals without having to stress about it and change your whole lifestyle and do millions of things every day. This is just one of those small number of things that if you just nail these, you're going to be absolutely flying towards your best ever health, best ever energy, best ever body, and the vitality you only thought you could dream of. So congratulations, we're here at day 4. Now day 4, you're going to be having your big bad green drink. This is where I kick in with the greens. So I've gone pretty easy on you the first 3 days. They've contained a few of the more sort of beetroots and carrots and capsicums, which is bell pepper. Had a few people with the lost in translation on that one. You know, the sweeter vegetables, they help sweeten things up. This one, we're going hardcore on the greens, and there's a reason for that. Remember those 41 powerhouse fruits and vegetables, the top 15 were all leafy greens. I want you to be fearless in including those in your diet, and especially in your juices. Remember, juicing without the fiber, without all of that pulp, is sending those nutrients directly to your cells, making it easy for your body to assimilate and spread those nutrients all throughout your body rapidly. That's what this is all about. Now, today I want to talk to you about a philosophy that underpins everything we're doing here, underpins everything and the way I coach in the Alkaline Base Camp and all of the content I produce. It comes from a large body of research that basically all of my work from the past 15 years, which is repeatedly found in the medical and scientific research literature, that shows that oxidative stress, inflammation, and chronic low-grade acidosis is at the root cause of practically every preventable disease we know of. All of the biggest killers we know that are all preventable through lifestyle measures all have this underpinning them: acidity, oxidative stress, and inflammation. And these three work, and they kind of have a knock-on effect to each other that goes through your entire system, that goes through your immune system, your digestive system, your endocrine system, your lymphatic system, which then all knock onto the performance of your organs, your thyroid and your adrenals and all of your different glands that are regulating your hormones, your liver, your kidneys, your heart, your lungs. All of these are influenced by those systems, which are all influenced by, at the top, acidity, oxidative stress, and inflammation. Now, it sounds complex for us to take action to nourish in these three areas, but in reality it really isn't, because when you look at all of the foods that are alkaline, they are also anti-inflammatory, they're also antioxidant rich. When you look at those foods that are antioxidant rich, they're also alkaline and also anti-inflammatory. And guess what? The anti-inflammatory foods are often alkaline and often antioxidant rich. So by eating a more alkaline diet, you are hitting all three of these at once. That's not to say you can't ramp up the anti-inflammatories, including lots of really anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric, like ginger, like garlic, or ramp up the antioxidants by including foods like capsicum, like carrots, like leafy greens, particularly beet greens and collards and spinach. And the alkaline foods, always those greens and those water-rich foods, the raw and those nutrient-dense foods, they're all alkaline forming. Now, let me just take a step back here, because at this stage I'm making it sound like there's a lot to focus on and a lot to remember. There really isn't. By focusing on those alkaline foods, you're going to be getting all of the other stuff. How do you focus on the alkaline foods? You just eat real foods. You've heard that acronym, I'm sure, over the past few years, JERF. Just JERF it. Just eat real foods. By shopping in just those first 2 aisles of the grocery store or the supermarket, just the fresh section, you're going to be eliminating 90% of acidic and inflammatory and oxidative stress foods. Foods that you know to include, you already know the good foods. We're talking vegetables, nuts, seeds, oils, leafy greens, salads, all of the fresh foods that come from the earth, eating as close to nature as possible. All the foods that you know are acidic, they're going to be inflammatory, you know they're going to be causing oxidative stress, are those foods that are coming from that other side of the supermarket, things that are packaged, refined, fast foods, processed foods. You know, gluten, sugar, dairy, they're the three that you want to be avoiding. Now, below this video, I'm going to be posting up my chart of acid and alkaline forming foods so that you can go through all of them. Many of you will already have this chart, but just so that you can see what those most alkaline forming foods and those most acid forming foods are. But by just eating real foods, you're already getting 90% of the way there. Naturally, you know the foods that are alkaline forming. If I gave you a list of 100 foods, I bet you would be able to categorize at least 90% of them within seconds. You know what they are. It's all about putting it into practice. That's what this juice challenge is really here to try and do, to start building those healthy habits so that you can start taking that momentum forward. That's what we do in the Alkaline Base Camp. And I know for a lot of you, the Alkaline Base Camp is going to seem a logical next step because that's what we do. It's all about implementation. Coaching is a huge part of it, but the main benefit that people are getting is through that implementation stuff. And that's really where I'm strongest, in teaching people how to actually make things happen, how to integrate it into your life, how to make things easy so that your life isn't having to change to suit a diet. The diet is kind of manipulated to suit your life, if that makes sense. So, alkaline, antioxidant rich, anti-inflammatory, that's what my model and that's what I'm teaching and that's what this is all about. If you can focus on those three things, you're going to go a long, long way. Now, I want to give you the peace of mind to know perfection is not what we're aiming for. Perfection most often leads to failure for most people very, very quickly. I've been teaching this for nearly 15 years. I've taught tens of thousands of people from all over the world, and I can tell you now, perfection is the fastest route to failure for most people. There's the freaks, there's the hyper performers, always the 0.1%ers that will only succeed by striving for perfection, and they'll be amazing from the word go and they'll just take off and do it all perfectly. But for most people, it's a step-by-step, day-by-day routine. My good friend Jeff, he always says baby steps. With everything he teaches, baby steps. And that's what we're doing here. This juice challenge is the first step. It's about building momentum. In a bigger picture, in a more macro sense, the cornerstone of how I teach that is called crowd out the bad, which is where we really just focus on getting the good stuff in to begin with. Don't worry about the bad stuff. Don't worry about trying to give stuff up at first. Trying to give everything up is what creates stress. And as an aside, stress obviously creates lots of cortisol in the body. An elevated level of cortisol has been proven to cause an elevated level of acidity in the body. So therefore, stress is very acid forming. Don't be stressed. Just relax. So focus on getting the good stuff in first. Don't worry so much immediately about giving up the bad stuff. The more you focus on the good stuff, the more the bad stuff will get crowded out. The more you will be nourishing your body, you'll be getting that subconscious feedback from the brain that this is what I should be focusing on, not these unhealthy foods. When you sit down to a meal, and I go through this in great detail in the Alkaline Base Camp at many different junctures, there is a video on my site about this as well. Just go to Live Energized and search crowd out the bad. But the more you start including in each mealtime, I'm going to focus on getting all of the good stuff in before I eat the bad stuff. More often than not, the bad stuff will become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. But the main benefit is just to remove that stress, remove that immediacy, that immediate need to go, I have to give up coffee, I have to give up sugar, I have to give up alcohol, I have to give up meat, I have to give up... You never have to give up everything all the time. There's always room to maneuver. It's all about balance. It's all about having an enjoyable life as well as a healthy life and rewarding yourself and having treats and all of those things. So I don't want you to be thinking that I'm now only able to eat antioxidant rich, anti-inflammatory alkaline foods. That's just the focus of where we're going with this. That's the focus of what we're looking to increase while we decrease the other stuff. That's what all these juices are about. So I hope you enjoy today's juice, the big bad green juice, and I really, really, really want to see your pictures in the Facebook group, guys. You're doing fantastic. I love how many pictures are getting posted in there. On Instagram as well, just tag it Live Energized, and I'll see it pop up on my thing and I'll come and have a chat to you. And just keep on moving. Day 4, we're over halfway through. We're getting there. We're building that habit. We're building that momentum. And I'm so proud of every single one of you. If you've started late and this is the first video you're watching, just start at your own pace. Go back to day one. It doesn't matter what day one is for you. Day one can be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whenever it is. Just go through it sequentially, day by day, and we'll all get to the other end together. Have a great day, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Tomorrow's video is all about how to make juicing quicker, easier, more efficient, more delicious. It's all of my tips and tricks and hacks to make this really easy for you going forward, so we can keep this habit going, because that's what's so important, is keeping those habits going. Let's do it. Let's be consistent. Let's do this together, and I'll see you all tomorrow.